So today we're going to discuss the top 5 of solo defense dogs. He's pulling now very hard in his collar because he wants to go to the other dogs. So we will discuss South African Boerboel first. Second would be Fila Brasiliero. Third would be Kutta. Fourth would be the Serbian defense dog. And fifth would be a livestock protection dog, a big one. And it could be either Kangal type of dog, Anatolian Shepherd, but also Central Asian Shepherd, Ovcharka, Alabai. So without further ado, starting with South African Boerboel. South African Boerboel makes this list because he is a very massive and good protection dog, which is specifically bred to defend their owners and their farms against people that are not with the right intent, but also animals. So this is a dog that can take on animals like baboons, sometimes even leopards, but especially those that were of ill intent, so humans, against white farmers that they developed this breed. This breed has a makeup of a lot of defense type of dogs, so molosses are a lot in them. Also some fighting dogs, for example the original Bull Terrier. And these came with colonists, especially the Dutch one. And they developed it over years as a very massive dog that is able to hold his own against formidable opponents, will not back down, has a good guarding instinct, and is still being used in that role. And that last part is very important. Because of that, they are very good at it still. Second would be the Fila Brasiliero. A dog that also was specifically developed for guarding the premises, even guarding it from the inside. So what do I mean? On the early times they were used as a dog to guard the plantations of slaves that wanted to get out of the plantation, and then they were able to chase them, and also it would be a very hard thing if you see that great a dog that's ferocious type of dogs guarding the premises to make a run. Glad that it's all a thing of the past, of course, but this dog has remained as a very ferocious defender of its owners. That's a good sense of smell. There's some bloodhound in this breed. They also have the big size like the Boerboel has, because if you have a solo defense dog, you want a dog that can solo handle its opponent, being two-legged or four-legged. So you need the strength and the mass, and they have that. And they are still being used as guardians, especially in the South American countries. Third would be the Kutta. This is like for your imagination, a Great Dane, but instead of just being bred for looks and height, it's bred to perform. So it's a gigantic dog and still very athletic. It's also very powerful protector that's still being used in that role in India. In India they developed some breeds out of colonist breeds. For example, the Girl Terrier was developed out of the English Bull Terrier, but it's a lot better and more athletic specimen these days. And also the Kutta that we mentioned now was developed out of big mastiffs. It is now like a solid, healthy Great Dane. So also you get the size of the Great Dane, but a lot more strength and a lot more usability. As you can imagine, a dog that weighs a lot often loses a lot of agility, but these dogs are so high that they're still quite ranky and able to offer big speed, big performance and big strength. So this would be exactly here on this spot one of the top contenders. Also, if these dogs would meet each other, I think the Kutta would have a very good chance, because they were also used for some fighting contests as well. So, with that being said, there's also the Serbian defense dog. This is a dog developed specifically as a defense tool, and they wanted to recreate Serbian Mastiff, but they did so with a little bit Serbian blood and some local big livestock protectors, which had a long coat. But this Serbian defense dog has a smooth coat, and what they did, they used a lot of European defense type of dogs and crossed them with full terriers. So, for example, Rottweiler blood is in there. I think a lot of Mastiff blood is in there as well. I think Mastiff Napolitano, for example, a great Italian guarding dog, and also dogs like American Staffordshire Terrier and especially a game bred Pit Bull Terrier. So this dog has some wolf blood, which gives it more health than average, but also a lot more strength because it's fighting blood mixed with guarding blood. And that makes a perfect combination. So we are talking about the Serbian defense dog. This brings you like BANDOGS type of properties, but it's now in an official role, so to say, and also has some more natural type of blood in there, which is a good thing. Especially some wolf blood is very peculiar, that he has some domestic wolves that he bred into this breed, and I think it would have a very vital life, so it could be long living and also very able to, albeit being a short coated breed, which I like, being able to cope with the natural circumstances quite well. So the conditions, the weather, etc. Albeit being a short coated breed is a good choice. And the BANDOGS, for those that don't know, it's a BANDOGS breed, this Serbian defense dog. So why? A BANDOGS is a combination of fighting dog, for example American Pit Bull Terrier, crossed with Molosser blood, so a defender blood, for example Mastino Napolitano, and then you get big size, of course, but still very agile and very determined and courageous to really confront and stay confronting the opponent. So that's a very good thing. We already mentioned 4 now, so the 5th would be a big livestock protection breed, and livestock protection breed is like a land race, so you have specific versions thereof, and one could think about the Alabai / Ovcharka, so a big Central Asian one, or for example a Turkish one, Kangal or Kurdish Mastiff, something like that. That would be very good, and I would choose one with not too much coat. So for example a Turkish Mastiff or Anatolian Shepherd would do fine, but also Alabai with a shorter coat I would prefer. These types of dogs are massive, also very big, not as big as a Kutta, but big enough to have serious man-stopping abilities, and still be able to run very fast, are quite active, strong, are still being used as defensive tools, for especially protection against wolves, bears, for the livestock, but also protecting their owners and their properties against humans that have ill intent. So this was my list. I will have some runner-ups that I will run down with you very shortly. If it could be something else than a breed that is already existing, I think the MIDGARD Mastiffs that they are now developing using Great Dane blood and the Mastino Napolitano and a little bit of Pit Bull and American Bulldog blood would be a good choice. Speaking about American Bulldogs, a Scott type American Bulldog would also be a very good choice. It's like a big American Pit Bull Terrier, which is less human friendly, so that could give you some insights already, as sort of a BANDOGS, so to say. And also, of course, Johnson would do at least as good because it has the same weight or even more. But I like the more athletic Scot type. And another runner-up, number 3, would be the German Rottweiler. These day and age, not many German Rottweilers are still being used for protection work. They often still protect, for example, garages or wreckage centers or big terrains, but not as much as a breed in general. But these dogs are very capable, very sturdy, strong, and still quite compact molosses, which have earned their respect through centuries, and still should be a good runner-up as well. Please remember, it's not which dog you choose. I think all these dogs on this list could be very good, especially my top 5 would be very good candidates. But it also depends, is the dog there where it should be? And please think about this. A dog can seriously help you and also prevent a lot of crime, but sometimes, especially if criminals, for example, use guns or other weapons, it's not that you're immortal or untouchable. It's just another help which can help you. And also please keep into consideration that these defense type of dogs come with a huge responsibility. Sometimes they only are kept to defend the terrain, then it's a little bit different, because if someone comes on the terrain, you can imagine that it would not be for doing good things. But even then, you can imagine the children are playing with a ball and they kick it over the gate and someone tries to get it. It would be nonsense, of course, but it could theoretically happen. And also, if you keep your dogs only after behind bars, so to say, behind defensive structures like that, then it will be a lot easier. But if you take them out, they are so big and so strong, and they will have the serious incentive to protect you, that you should be very wary that you don't hurt people that you should not put into contact with your dog, so to say, because they could be just people. Huh? So I'm not saying that you cannot walk them out of protective areas like that, but you could, if you do, please be very wary and also keep the distance where possible, so that incidents don't happen. Okay. Hope you liked this video. If you do so, please subscribe. If you have other dog breeds that I should consider, please let me know. I know that many of you would think that the Bull Mastiff would be a good one, or the Bordeaux dog, or the Mastino Napoletano, and they all are very good candidates, but they haven't been used that much lately as a protection dog. So therefore I offered you breeds that sometimes contain some of these breeds, but are more of a current solo protective defense dog, so to say. Bye bye.